Let's get some audio here if we can real quick.
To assassinate Trump. According to the Wall Street Journal, with new reporting this hour, Israel shared new intelligence with the U.S., which suggests Iran was plotting a new plan to kill President Trump. Now, Israel is not commenting thus far, but President Trump did bring this topic up multiple times yesterday. It was clearly on his mind. He talked about how his life could be at risk and mentioned specifically that he is Iran's top target.
They want to take out the U.S. leader, me. I'm on every list. I saw a thing this morning. I'm on every single one of their lists. I'm number one on the kill list for.
So, what's happening right now is we're getting information from an allied, well, let's call it intelligence service, all the way to the men guarding the president, because once you see the process, you're going to understand what happens. Now, what Israel actually told us and why this warning is exactly what a strong alliance looks like, Iran wants to get rid of President Trump. If you think back to the Biden administration, how many attempts were there on Biden? How many attempts were there on Barack Obama? How many attempts were there on George W. Bush other than just throwing the I think it was a tennis shoe, right? There were no attempts on Clinton. There were no attempts on George Bush Sr. So why are we now seeing attempts multiple times? I think 5 attempts. And then obviously there was attempts on Reagan. And then if you think back before that, no attempts on Carter, no attempts on Ford, no attempts on Nixon, no attempts on LBJ. And then we know what happened to Kennedy. So, in my opinion, what we're seeing is attempts on a president that threatens the entire world order or the order of things. Let me go here. I think I unplugged something here. I'll blame Fred. I'll blame Fred for that. But we're seeing a president that's an effective president. There are attempts to remove him. Now, whether or not those attempts are from within, from in the United States, whatever you want to think, that's what's actually happening. And now, let me show you some other stuff. I'm going to show you some other evidence. And I know that CNN is basically over the moon for this kind of thing. Let's go here. CNN shared intelligence with they say Israel shared intelligence with the U.S. that Iran had devised a new plan to get rid of Trump. 2 sources familiar with the matter. Sources. They don't really give the sources. And they say the sources are unvetted, okay? And that's the word that matters. That's the real effective word, is unvetted. Okay? So, that word, when American officials described the Israeli warning, they told them that it was unvetted. Now, people hear that word and you think like, well, it might be fake. And a lot of people are going to say that. Let me show you something else that I don't believe is fake. This is an image coming out of Tehran, and they have a picture of Donald Trump, this Lego sort of figurine, and I don't believe that's fake. That is real. This is not AI. This is them basically campaigning to get rid of the Trumpinator, okay? That's what they're trying to do. That's what they need to do. And I don't think it's just Iran that needs to get rid of Trump. I think it's, for a lot of people, Britain, the city of London. For a lot of people, it could be Germany. Some people, it could be China. Could be Russia. Could be Afghanistan. Could be the Democrat Party. Okay? Look at this. I want to play a little bit of this. You can hear just a little bit of the, let's call it a fracas. So there you go. You heard enough of that to get your fill. I know I did as well. But what we're seeing, I'm telling you, is a real move by adversaries to get rid of a guy that's effective. Look at this. The Iranian threats are real. Look at the sign posted outside of their building. $100 million. Somebody asked yesterday in the comments, where does Iran get $100 million from? Well, they get it on that train line that went to China that was taken out. That's where they get that. And then you see here this other big image of somebody that looks like a mocked up Ayatollah that they also want to get rid of the president. Now I'm going to show you something here. This is a powerful clip, and it'll speak for itself because we have a massive court case brewing in the United States right now, the Charlie Kirk court case. And the two things tied why they're trying to get rid of President Trump. Now, this is why they got rid of Charlie Kirk.
Men, let's be honest. We got to raise our game in this culture. We are constantly around one. They say, oh, just go place another bet on this running back to run 100 yards. Just go to the cannabis dispensary and medicate yourself. That's all a bunch of BS. Go look to your grandfather's generation that stormed Normandy Beach, that built this nation, that started big businesses, that went on adventure. If the most important thing for you is just feeling good, you're going to end up miserable. But if the most important thing is doing good, you will end up purposeful. Purpose will give you happiness. You see, we live in a country where they think that happiness is pleasure. We know that purpose is above all of this. Serving God, understanding why we are here, that we are made in His image, that there is a struggle of good versus evil. By the way, you're involved in that struggle every single day on the college campuses. Every day you get...
This is why they got rid of Charlie Kirk, because he was going to college campuses, talking to young men. The reason that Donald Trump is so hated, and he's hated by the wrong people, well, in my opinion, the wrong people, is because Donald Trump has inspired multiple things. Number one's business. Businesses are coming back. Number two, patriotism. People are starting to believe in America again. Number three, we're now the superpower that we should be. I don't know if any of you watch college basketball, but whenever I was a teenager watching college basketball and a young adult, there were big men, and the NBA had big men, and the college basketball had a big man, and one of the best was Shaquille O'Neal. And Shaquille O'Neal was the biggest, baddest mofo on the floor. And he went in the paint, and when you came in the paint, he either put you on the floor or he took it to the rack. That was Shaq's game, Shaquille O'Neal's game. Biggest guy on the floor, meanest guy on the floor. And America, with President Trump back in charge, is the biggest, meanest, baddest, most technologically advanced country in the world. That scares the New World Order. It scares NATO. It scares the World Economic Forum. It scares the City of London. It scares the Democrat Party. It scares the liberals. It scares the progressives. It scares them. Charlie Kirk scared them on college campuses, which was the petri dish where he took the battle to. And Donald Trump scares all of these people because suddenly Americans are getting confidence back that we are the biggest, baddest, and best country in the world. People fear that. It intimidates the losers. And sadly, that's exactly what happened. And now they need to get rid of this guy, and they're going to continue to try. Now, the American officials back in this video, this clip with Aaron Burnett over at CNN, they talk about, let me play a little bit more of this. We're going to get into this.
Or Iran, they're lovely people. I'm number one. I may be gone too, because I'm their number one target. It's out all over the place. I'm their number one because they're scum.
Were you aware of any credible threat by Iran against your
Well, I have a threat all the time. I'm number one on their list before you. But if I go, you go.
He says, I'm number one on the list before you. Most of us love the president and hate the news media. When these American officials described this warning, they told CNN the intelligence was unvetted, right? Now, the big part of this that I find very, let's say, contrarian is that CNN will run with stories and never vet things as long as they're a negative towards the president, as long as they're negative towards patriotism. And they adjust it immediately if it goes against people that they want in office, like Graham Plattner. They covered this stuff up for months. And they knew that this was there. The only reason that we know about Graham Plattner is because the Democrat Party let us know about that. That's the only reason we know. Now, the other main reason that they want Trump gone, and I'm going to take you back to a day in January of 2020, January 3rd of 2020 at Baghdad International Airport, okay? That's where this started, or this is where it really revolves from. A convoy left the tarmac. An American drone strike ordered by President Trump kills the man inside. His name was Qasem Soleimani. If you don't know that name, know this. He ran the Quds Force, Iran's elite unit for operations outside their borders. Every proxy militia, every roadside bomb network, all the IEDs that killed and maimed hundreds of American men and women. Okay? Soleimani's fingerprints was all over that. He was the second most powerful man in Iran. And Trump took him off the battlefield. 5 days later, Iran fired ballistic missiles at, I believe it was Al-Assad Air Base in Iraq. American troops, bunkers, they rode out the impact. More than 100 people walked away with TBIs, traumatic brain injuries. I want you to understand what that night is, okay? Because that was very important. And now President Trump takes out their supreme leader. We just saw their big, parade of funerals, okay? But it wasn't here in America. We haven't experienced any real attacks here. It's all been there. And they've tried before. So Iran is they are vested to get rid of the president. They need to get rid of him because he's changing the dynamic. I would say the world order. He is changing the order. So Israel, I put a poll in the chat, and I would love to get your opinion on this. Israel warned the U.S. about Iran's plot against Trump. What do you think their number one motive is? Is it protecting an ally? Is it pushing the U.S. towards war? Both allies have agendas, or you need more to know? I really want you to understand what's going on. There is nothing that is, there are no coincidences. Let's just say that. There's no coincidences that this plot was suddenly leaked and then CNN runs with it. I just don't believe that. I can't believe in coincidences anymore. But I'll show you what they're doing. They're burning effigies of Trump. You see this? Can anyone tell me if they did this to Biden's effigy or Obama's? No, because they were useful idiots. They were useful idiots. And you don't, when your enemy is messing up, just let them mess up. Just let them continue to do stupid stuff. If Charlie Kirk wouldn't have been so effective, he would still be here. That's the problem.
To fight for what is good and what is true and beautiful. So next time when you're on a college campus, and if you want to be a man, this is what you do. If you want to stay a boy, go and do what your other friends do. But men say, you know what? No, I'm actually not going to go hook up with a bunch of girls. I'm going to save myself for marriage. Actually, I'm not going to go do that. But if you want to go be a boy, go do that. It takes no skill and no talent and no self-restraint whatsoever just to follow your flesh. An animal.
Think about all of the kids being born into you know exactly what. Idiocracy is a documentary.
Can do that. A dog can do that. You know what mature people do? Mature people say no to what feels good and they pursue what is good. And far too often on college campuses, we have these grown boys, and I'm talking to a lot of you in this audience, and it's time for you guys to up your game. If you want to stay in the lower standard, a miserable cycle of debt and suffering and depression, lack of community, go do that. Instead, on a Saturday night, say, you know what? I'm going to hang out with some friends that are not going to drink, And then maybe on Sunday morning, I'm going to go to church, or I'm going to go to mass, and then I'm going to go work out, and then I'm going to study. Who will be happier? You know I'm right.
He was right. We know he was right. Thank you for the super chat there from King of Bilton. We're known as the instant gratification society, okay? We know that. We are the instant gratification. If DoorDash is 5 minutes late, some of you are going to freak out. And right now, people are freaking out because Trump is being so effective. I want to grab this comment from Anton. Anton is a South African migrant, came here to the United States, being successful. Him and his family, if you go follow him, his family is successful. He loves America more than a lot of people in the party that their color is blue. Says we need to revoke the green cards or reverse every immigrant citizenship that opposes the USA, then deport them and all illegals as a start. Then we need to secure ourselves against this continuous threat. Most important words right there is the continuous threat, to my opinion. Anton, you're so right. Now I'm going to play this. Rupert Lowe was just on with Joe Rogan. And I just want you to hear what he says. Rupert Lowe reposted this. Importing millions of migrants from backward cultures and rogue states, such as Pakistan, remember they were the negotiator, into our high trust society has put everything we build at risk. Do you believe that? I do.
Pakistan. Go to Karachi. Go hang out. Go down the street as a woman in a miniskirt and see how that works out. Go to some places
again,
in the
Joe,
world.
this is you're quite right. This is, I mean, Pakistan is I think the
a wild place.
example of a rogue state, basically, and I think their view of, as you say, women who dress in ways other than the ways of Sharia, i.e. totally covered.
Yes.
And again, it's all in various of the hadiths, which we quote in the Rape Gang report. They are considered to be meat. And this is something I've never understood. How do you square this circle of this sort of clannish, backward-looking culture which comes to a highly open, high-trust society and then embeds itself within that society?
You can't. You cannot do it. It is, I don't know if it's bordering on the edge of impossible, but it's got to be close to impossible for us to expect people coming to our country from societies that are, I might get in trouble for saying some of this, but at this point, I'm at a point in my life where I don't care anymore. Look at this. The most popular names of children born in European cities: Warsaw, Jan. That's Poland, for those of you that don't know. Globally, Poland. London, Mohammed. Manchester, Mohammed. Berlin, Mohammed. Brussels, Mohammed. Amsterdam, Mohammed. The Hague, Mohammed. Oslo, that's Norway, for Christ's sake. That's where the Vikings were. The number one name, Mohammed. How long before the number one name here in the United States is Mohammed? Remigration, where we turn them around and send them back. How long before one of you has a grandkid named Mohammed? We know it's probably rampant in Dearborn, Michigan. Think about it. Let's get back over here to Rupert. Rupert just brought the heat.
And undermines everything that we've achieved over 1,000 years.
And acknowledging that is somehow or another racist. Acknowledging that some cultures are superior is somehow or another racist. But just understanding human rights, understanding the rights of individuals to be free, to not be subjected to other people's.
Kellyanne Washburn never happened. People 100 years ago said we would never have electric cars. We would never have a spaceship. We would never go to the moon. We would never travel around the moon. Kelly, I want you to write that down. A lot of things that people say never happened. Okay? That's just a fact. The never happened. Kellyanne, I think you need to write that down.
Archaic laws. And this is, look, a lot of cultures in this world live as people lived thousands of years ago. No one in the United States wants to live as people lived thousands of years ago. No one. And this is not a racist thing. Like, you should be able to come over here and practice whatever religion you want. But if your religion has rules that violate the laws that we've all agree are just and fair, then you're not integrating. And if you...
Joe Rogan just got red-pilled or black-pilled. I don't know what you want to call it. You can worship whatever God you want, but when you come here and you start, let's say, let me show you something here. It's going to upset some people, but it's a Friday, so I don't really care if I upset anyone. I've got all weekend, or you have all weekend to get over it. You got all weekend to get over it, right? Let me see if I can find this here real quick. This is Arkansas. And I never thought it would happen here. We know about Dallas. We know about all this, right? Let me just show you a little sneak peek of what's occurring in Little Rock, Arkansas. Now, Little Rock, Arkansas is an absolute S-hole, a real S-hole. But this is what's happening in Arkansas.
Our beginning happened in 1992 when the masjid was established with a small house. The small house shortly became a masjid, and the masjid became the main hub for the Muslims who live in the city. The school started with a small classroom.
92, Bill Clinton.
In the masjid. All of this started in the year 2000.
Convincing the community that an Islamic school was something that was going to be key in the development of their children's lives and provide them the wealth.
Okay, I won't bore you with this, but they just bought about 7 acres of property. They paid $1.32 million in cash for it. They're now getting taxpayer-funded kickbacks for this school. And it's not just happening here. But Kellyanne never happened, right? Kellyanne says it'll never happen. Kellyanne, it is happening. And it's not just happening here. It's happening in Dearborn, Michigan. It's happening in New York City. I never thought we would have a mayor of the most peaceful religion in the city that 25 years ago, you know what happened.
What, take over a whole town? And now that town is subject to these archaic laws? We've got a problem. And if you let that problem get bigger and bigger, they take over the country. And that's an actual possibility for certain countries. And we have to recognize that civilization is not as sturdy as we like to think it is. It's kind of flimsy in a lot of ways. A few bad things can happen and things can go sideways quite quickly.
Think about this. What bad things have happened here? 9/11. The Clinton Foundation. I would say the Obama presidency. I would say corrupt Department of Justice. I would say judges that were put in place for one reason and one reason only. Hamstring any conservatives that would come into power and try to transform America. Some of the other things. Let's talk about members of Congress. Let's talk a mayor. Let's talk about those things. And this massive integration. And if you don't go along with it, if you don't have this suicidal empathy, you're the bad guy.
Well, I think liberty is very fragile, isn't it? Ultimately, if you don't protect liberty, you lose it.
If you don't protect liberty, you lose it. That's from a British guy, Rupert Lowe. He'll probably be arrested as soon as he lands back in Britain. He's not allowed to say that kind of stuff. Okay? You're not allowed to say that if you're in England. Come on, man. This guy's playing with fire. Let's go here. I want to show you something else that got me going yesterday. You thought DEI was over? I will never watch another United States men's soccer. I will never watch any soccer again. I quit watching pro sports because that's an indoctrination camp. I've been to over 1,400 Major League Baseball games. I will never go to another Major League Baseball game. I quit going about 9 years ago. I've been to hundreds of NFL games. Never go. I won't go to any pro sports games. Debate erupts as every U.S. men's national team player forced to share $246 after their World Cup exit. And they're sharing it with the women's team. The women's team didn't play in the World Cup, but the men's team is having to cut part of their check for people like Megan Rapinoe. Think about it. This is where we're at in society right now. They feel so bad, or they've been guilted into it, that here you go, Muckman, if you don't go along with it, we're racist. No, we're smart. We're not politically correct. Politically correct, in my opinion, just means you're too close to the truth. You're just too close to the truth. I'll never watch soccer again. They can go to hell. Thelma and Louise, right off the cliff. I don't care about this crap. And there's too many people. Once I saw that, I was like, you've got to be joking. So, let's get back to this. Could it happen here? Could it happen here? Why not? I mean, I believe that's the ultimate goal, don't you? Let's talk about this. Trump has announced he's just refiling for a rehearing on the birthright citizenship after seeing these signs and billboards.
You can pay $3,950 if you want to have birth naturally, make your child a U.S. citizen.
Are you kidding?
Your foreign board C-section, $5,525. I spoke with Ken Paxton on this, and he showed me pictures where there are houses in Texas that look residential. So it could be your neighbor's house, and you go inside the house, and there are rows of bassinets where Chinese women are coming, giving birth to a child, then going back to the Chinese Communist Party, educating their child there, and they have U.S. citizenship, which could amount to more than...
So the Chinese kids that are coming over here, I don't know what those kids are named, Ting Tong or Ding Dong or TikTok or Chopstick. I don't know what those kids are named. I don't speak Chinese. I have to order by number on the menu. But this is what's happening. So I take you back. Could it happen? Kellyanne, I wouldn't say it won't ever happen, because I believe we are allowing it to happen. That's really what I think. We are allowing these things to happen. If you're not upset by it, I think you're ignorant, and ignorance is bliss. People that don't know what's happening are usually happy as shit. They're usually the happiest people. I don't know how to explain it at a mouth breather level of what's occurring. But it is. It might scare some of you. It might piss some of you off. That's okay. You're allowed to get angry on this show. It's Friday. Spencer Pratt says he's found evidence of some funny business. We knew that. We knew this. He released this 9-minute expose. But I don't think it matters. And I still don't believe, and some of you are going to get upset when I say this. It's Friday. I don't care. The same way that political correctness pisses you off when I say something and people get pissed off. I don't think Steve Hilton wins in California. Write it down. G-Dub, write it down. we'll bet a, I don't know, economy pack of Kool-Aid. How about that? I'll send you a case of grape drink. But I don't think this matters. What mainstream news media is covering this? I don't know of any. What mainstream media is covering this? Power broker Democrat couple indicted. Wait for it, Chicago. $100,000 kickback scheme. Now, I'm from Arkansas, down in Fort Smith. Just, we had to hang and judge. I think we might need to get that guy back. What was his name? Roy Bean. Why not? President Trump fires all Democrat members of a federal election agency. Remember what I said? They get rid of anyone that's effective. Boom shakalaka. He's effective. That's why they want this guy gone. If you're in left field eating boogers, nobody cares. If you walk away from a meeting in Europe into the woods eating boogers, nobody cares. Joe Biden. Remember when he walked off just picking his nose into the woods? Nobody cares. Trump's heir apparent is emerging after having a big summer. A lot of people think J.D. Vance is the heir apparent. He's ticking all the right boxes right now for me. For me, he's ticking the right boxes. I don't know about you. We got a lot of super chats rolling in. We're going to get to them. I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Super chats on this channel help me help a lot of veterans with service dogs, shipping Bibles, guitars, all that type of stuff. So I really appreciate it. And I want to say thank you to Gloria that I ran into on Wednesday at Sam's Club when I was picking up dog food for all of the dogs that I help feed, service dogs. How many of you think J.D. Vance is the heir apparent? Here's another one. Judge in the Charlie Kirk case denies request from family. Remember I said judges were a problem? Bingo, bongo, boom shakalaka. The judges are a problem. They all have some level of partisanship, even though they shouldn't. They should not have any level of partisanship with what we understand as being blind. The statue of justice is blind, has a blindfold. And how we get back to that, I don't have a clue. I don't know how we get back to having blind justice. Now, we have justices in the Supreme Court that are blind, not physically, but they don't know what a woman is. It should upset some of you. Let's go here. Rick, thank you very much for the super chat. If you're not upset, you're blissfully ignorant. That's what I think. I just think you're blissfully ignorant. And it's okay to be ignorant on some things. But when it comes to the future of our nation, if you're blissfully ignorant about that, I'm probably not going to be your friend. Okay? I'm probably not going to be your biggest friend or fan. If you're blissfully ignorant about the corruption in America, I'm probably going to make fun of you. Right? That's just the way it is. And that's what needs to happen. I believe we need to bring bullies back in school. We need to make kids tough again. Kids have gotten soft. Parents have disconnected from the families. Men are not men. We don't even know what they are. Women are not women. They can be anything they want, I guess. It's pitiful. It's disgusting. And nobody has the guts to say anything. Could you imagine what the progressives thought of Rush? If Rush Limbaugh was around right now, could you imagine the hatred that guy would have gotten? I'm surprised they didn't try to take him out. They took out Charlie. Here's one for you. We've got one. We got one. This is a win. Judge in Minneapolis daycare, Justin, Minneapolis daycare owner, pleads guilty in $4 million fraud scheme. Now, either this person is dressed for a blizzard or it's the most peaceful religion. Does that make any sense to you? What's going on here? Is it starting to make sense? Are you starting to understand the game that is being ran? Because there is a game being ran on us. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. I want to get your opinion on what you think's happening. Turn down the audio when you call in. If you don't, I'll probably hang up on you. That's just the way it is. It's Friday. It's FAFO Friday. Let's go John Doe, Vance Stats VP, 8 points for behind Rubio. No term limits. I don't want any, no term limits. What? You don't want term limits? Are you dumb? Maybe you need to rephrase that. Troll under the bridge. What you got?
Hey, I was delivering downtown Grand Rapids by Oak Industrial Drive yesterday, and then I heard it, the haunting echo of the call to prayer.
Did you have your own prayer rug with you, or did they give you one?
No. I was probably a good half mile away. They were blasting this. This is coming.
You need to roll back through there. Do this for me. Roll back through there, windows down, blast in some vanilla ice baby. Thank you for calling. Let's go Chris, Arkansas. What you got?
Hey, Ben, this is Chris. Man, it just chaps my hide that this stupid judge that let this illegal felon sneak out her back door to avoid ICE, and she gets a stinking $5,000 fine. You know.
Hey, let me say this. Let me say this, Chris, and I'll be quick. You ever go to the casino?
Yes, sir.
The house always wins, don't they?
Yep.
Do you think these liberal judges and these activist judges are the house?
Yes, but we need to impose mandatory minimums.
Never happened.
Like that.
Chris, never happened. Thank you for calling. Judges will never put their own people in jail. Line 3, go right ahead.
And it's Dan, only vet man. I just want to discuss what you're discussing about all the hatred and everything going on. You remember the gentleman, Tommy, out in Oregon, that was pro-ICE, going against these guys, trying to support ICE?
Yeah.
Well, you need to look at his videos because he moved. They doxed him once.
We talked about it the other day. We talked about it the other day. They broke into his house, sprayed him and his family and his wife with pepper spray.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know you knew. All right, sir.
Thank you for calling. Appreciate it. God bless you. Yeah, Tommy, they got Tommy. They found him. Thank God for SCOTUS decision to get rid of, I don't know if they'll ever no, probably never happen. 20 from Rick. Thank you, Rick. Let's go here. Cary, Ohio. What you got, brother?
Hey, all I got to say this morning, Ben, is God bless you, God bless this chat, and God bless America. And you can take it from there, brother.
You know, that's holy water to certain types of people. Just saying those words you said, that's holy water. That is a mirror
America.
To a vampire.
I love America. I love your show, and God bless you, and God bless you for bringing it to us, brother.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Let's go here. I got some more comments. Manson follower tried to get rid of Ford in 76. Okay, great. Glad to hear it. Okay. Let's see here. 1776 super chat from Mike ACG. God bless America. Mike is an absolute legend. Let's go here. Line 5. What do you got?
Hello, this is Dave in Virginia.
Dave, Virginia. What you got, Dave?
I'll tell you what, it's time to just stop letting the IRGC do any kind of talking. It's time to eliminate those people, period.
Well, what about Congress defunding or trying to stop Trump from responding to them? Remember when they ran this House bill saying Trump couldn't use presidential powers. You remember that? They did that just not long ago. Why do you think that? Do you think if members of Congress were targeted, that they would have done the same thing?
Oh no, they go right after them. They're ignorant. That's the only way I can say. I mean, they're stupid. They're getting paid off to keep these illegals in this country, and that's just the way it is.
God bless you. Appreciate you, Dave. Dave in Virginia. No term limits for VP. He can do 8 more. The vice president actually, I believe the vice president has to be eligible to be the president. I believe that's actually written in that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know we've got some experts in the chat. I believe that is one of the requirements to be vice president, as you have to be eligible. Go check out one of the sponsors for the channel, mypillow.com. Use the promo code VETERAN. You save 40% off. 40% off of everything. Mike Lindell, he's running for governor of Minnesota. I wish him the best of luck. I know a lot of this will help Mike Lindell fund his campaign. I would love for Mike Lindell to get elected there. Let's go. What do we got here? Good morning, sir.
I tell you what, Ben, I am loving this more pissed off version of Ben Dykes.
It's FAFO Friday,
brother.
FAFO Friday.
Damn right. So let me tell you, I love how you mentioned about how we need to defend ourselves against criminal invaders. Let me tell you about something the Democrats funded.
Okay.
So we sent our taxpayer money over to Ukraine. Ukraine passed legislation where they are reimbursing, the Ukrainian government is reimbursing civilians for munitions, civilians, by the way, expended in defense against criminal invaders. We are literally funding civilians to attack illegal aliens in Ukraine. And if that doesn't piss you off, nothing does. Have a great Friday, Ben.
Hold on. Let me give you a little bit of good news. Federal appeals court in Texas ended in-state tuition for illegal aliens. I don't even know why I have to say this. Florida just did it. Texas just did it. No illegal aliens are going to get tuition.
That's a minor step. What we need to see is legislation passed by DeSantis in Florida. Any violent action taken against an American citizen by a criminal invader results in an immediate death penalty. Public. I'm tired of this.
You know what? I feel like you and I were both on submarines. And when we had an arrogant nub, and it was typically an E5 nuke arrogant nub that would come up forward, you were laughing because you know I'm right.
They're called staff pickups, and I broke them down the second they showed up. I said EM3, right? EMFA. They know how to hang tags.
But
they can stand watch. They're useful to me.
But
I correlate nothing.
I correlate illegal entitled aliens to staff pickups. It's the closest, isn't it? Tell me I'm wrong.
I put him even below staff pickups, my friend. I put him even below.
God bless you. Let me grab some other calls. God bless you, sir. Take care.
Yeah.
I got the outro set up. It's FAFO Friday. We will be rigging this bitch for dive. There we go. Lines are open. Utah still has the firing squad. Mike, when was the last time the firing squad was used in Utah? Because the only firing squad I've seen in Utah is this clown, Tyler Robinson. That bothers me. That bothers me. The only firing squad that I've ever seen in Utah was Tyler Robinson. Somebody says, give them nothing and they will leave. West, they will not leave because we give them something. We give them everything. And if we don't give it to them, we feel guilty about it. I urge all of you to read the book Suicidal Empathy. It will change your outlook. Gary Gilmore. I don't know who Gary Gilmore is. When was it? Probably 50 years ago when our founders had some guts, right? When our founders had some guts. Let's turn on this. Let's get some more calls in here. Let's get some. Let's go area code 423. Where are you calling from?
Hey, Tennessee. Hey, Ben, another thing. When this Iran war is going on, and they keep saying, well, we want to give the country back to the Iranian people, my confusion is, look, don't most Iranian people believe what the hell the bad regime believes in? They're going to repeat the cycle, rebuild.
I don't know.
And that doesn't make any sense. So what do? And I'll hang up and listen to your thoughts.
I don't know. I think my immigration policy, if the Wheel of Fortune has not given away a vacation there, don't allow them in the country. Thank you for calling. Bobby, I think he disconnected. The last firing squad was June of 2010. Convicted murderer Ronnie Lee Gardner was the inmate put to death by this method. So 17 years ago? 16 years ago? Okay. I wish, man, that's crazy that it's been that long. Thank you for the super chat from Mike ACG. Mike is a research hound. VB, June 18, 2010. There you go. Gooch chiming in. Let's go, Bobby, Tennessee. What you got?
Ben, I meant to share this with you last time I called.
Sure.
But now that we're on the illegal immigrants. So I had a personal encounter with an Islamist on the way back from Virginia Stan in the first week of June. We stopped at a roadside rest area, used the restroom. I go in there. 3 of these guys are washing their feet in the hand sink.
Well, it's their right.
Washing their feet. So I'm like, and I looked at them, I was like, that's sick, dude. And they just gave me a dirty look. So I followed them outside. They went around back, got a little knoll, and they all threw their prayer robes down and started praying. So I stood there and just laughed at them. I said, y'all are idiots.
You know, I don't have a problem with anybody doing whatever they want. They can worship whatever God they want. But when you come to the United States, I don't want you to change your religion, but I want you to have respect for mine. I want you to have respect for that cross that is on about 99.9% of headstones at every national cemetery. That's what I want. I want you to respect. I want you to respect my country.
Yeah,
now,
respect our culture. Respect our culture, not yours. We don't have to conform to you. You came here. You conform. It's like when you come to my house, my rules.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. Bobby, thank you for calling. Thank you for calling, brother. God bless you. Let's go here. Line 2, go.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Is Ben?
It is. Go right ahead. You're talking to him.
Ben, I'm a truck driver of 30 years.
Thank you for your
and
service.
Delivery.
Thank you for your service.
Been in and out of warehouses for how many years?
Okay. You got to get to the point.
Okay.
This ain't story time. You got to get to the point. What you got?
What I got is they need to teach history back in school. They need to put history classes back in school. For one. They need to...
It'll never happen.
They need to.
You mean to tell you why it'll never happen?
Talk to me.
We are the only country in the world that allows the enemy to teach our children. It's called the Department of Education. That's the answer. You can't prove me wrong. Thank you for calling. There you go. That is a fact. Communist influencer Hassan Piker is now making accusations about Pete Hegseth being a Graham Plattner type of person. And I hope, I'm not even going to play this here because he uses the word grape a lot. But Even old Scott Jennings is calling for it time to sue him. You know what? Let me see if I can pull this up. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Let's go here. I'll go ahead and play this. Why not? Why not? It's FAFO Friday, right? It's FAFO Friday. Let's do it.
Bro, you would think this is the wokeness hour and not fucking Hitler's favorite
Sorry for the language. The guy's a clown.
television broadcast, Fox News. Fox News is rape TV, okay?
There you go. He goes on to accuse Fox News. He goes on to accuse the president. He goes on to accuse Pete Hegseth. Right? There's something different about Pete Hegseth and Graham Plattner. That's a cross, not a Nazi death camp tattoo. Okay? I used to work for Pete. The guy's a Christian. That guy's a clown. A complete clown. You want to see some other stuff that's clown-worthy? Let's go here. Confession letter from Tyler Robinson. The hearing is they mistakenly showed a confession letter. I want you to understand what that means. The news is covering for Robinson. When they say mistakenly shown, it means they're covering for him. Look at the letter. If you're reading this per my text, then I am so sorry. Now, his handwriting looks like the Zodiac killer put together a rather ransom note. It says, I left the house this morning on a mission. Set an auto text. I'm likely dead or facing a lengthy prison sentence. I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk. I took it. I don't know if I will have succeeded, but I have hope to make it home. Love, Furry Luna. The news media is covering for the clown. I believe people want this guy to get off. That's where he tried to burn some of his love notes. This guy should still be around. Think about it. Here's all the text messages. I don't know how many of y'all watch Candace Owens. You probably don't get comfortable in here if you do, because that's just not who we are here. But there's a ransom note that the news media did not want shown. Do you know why? I'll give you the simple answer. If the case gets decided, Tyler Dorkinson, I can't even remember his name, Robinson, gets convicted. The money train runs out. What does Candace Owens go to talking about then? What does Ian Carroll go to talking about that? This is a money train. It's the Clinton Foundation on steroids. That's what this is. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. If you got something to say, feel free. If you got to push back, feel free. I'm okay with anyone that wants to push back. Let's go here. I want to see what this is.
Meanwhile,
oh, here we go. Let's roll this. Let's roll this one. This is some bean footage.
the Middle East, the U.S. and Iran trying to maintain diplomacy in the wake of this week's between two sides, but as a new Israeli intel report reveals another plot to assassinate President Trump.
Maddie Rivera joins us live from Washington with the latest. Maddie.
Good morning, Carly and Todd. So this does underscore the ongoing friction between the two countries. The Wall Street Journal had first reported on the plot, saying Israel shared new intelligence with the U.S. that it said indicated a fresh Iranian plan to kill President Trump, a finding that would mark an escalation in the war between Washington and Iran. Iran for years has vowed openly to retaliate against Trump for the assassination of Qasem Soleimani. So remember, this intelligence reportedly came from Israel. And remember, President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu are split on how to proceed with the conflict, with Netanyahu pushing for more military pressure on Tehran. Let
me ask a question here. Truth Seeker, nice shot. Are you in support of getting rid of Charlie Kirk? Is that your, I don't want to assume that you're stupid. Are you, because you've got an American flag. Nice shot. Are you saying you wanted Charlie Kirk to be not here? I'm a little confused here. A little confused. Fill me in. I don't want to assume anything. Okay?
Leaders spoke on Thursday. This report comes as people gathering for Ayatollah Khamenei's burial ceremony in Iran Thursday promised revenge against President Trump. One banner read, "We will kill Trump." President Trump on Wednesday acknowledged he knows he's a top target for Iran, prompting security questions when he flew from Turkey to the UK.
This is disgusting. I'll show you something else disgusting.
The stakes are raised. They have been in this conflict and engaged in some way for 5.5 months now, or been ready to jump back in to go to war. I can tell you today, given the fact that there were overnight strikes on Iran just these last...
Why do we have a CNN correspondent on the USS Abraham Lincoln? Why? Because it works. It's the news media. That's the way this works. Here's one for you. You'll love this.
On the collapse of Graham Plattner, Victor Davis Hanson, Hoover Institution senior fellow. Victor, Plattner says he's, of course, he's stepping aside. Axios is reporting that he told his staff that he won't do it officially until Monday, which is the deadline to replace him. Something up his sleeve, perhaps.
Where are all the people saying protect all the women, protect all the children, protect all the Epstein clients? Because what this Plattner dude was accused of is just as bad. Where's Marjorie Taylor Greene at? Where is Lauren Boebert? Maybe she's in a movie theater somewhere. Where are all of the Believe Women people? Where's Hillary at? Where's Kamala? Probably a liquor store.
Yeah, he said the word suspend, and I don't know what that means, whether it was a gracious way to say quit, but I doubt it. He's got 4 or 5 days to tell the Democratic orthodoxy that if you don't listen to me, I might just not take my name off the ballot. I might just stay in, and then you'll have to have a write-in third Democrat or second Democrat. He still has cards to play. They keep forgetting that. And you're right. I mean, the left-wing voters of Maine spoke. He won 70% of the vote. All that stuff about him with the violent sex, there was an earlier incident and
he won 70% of the vote in Maine's Democrat primary. There are a lot of clean windows there.
Texting and the sort of sick social media groupings that he joined, the Totenkopf, that was all factored in, Lord, in the primaries. And the left wing of Maine said we would rather have him, a quasi-socialist, with all that baggage over anyone else. And the Democrats had no problem with that. Only two things changed the atmosphere. And the first was, of course, as you pointed out, he started to sink in the...
Let's grab this call here. I hope this person's as fired up as I am. Line 1, go right ahead.
Good morning, Ben. Hey, ignorance just means you haven't been taught yet.
I don't.
And you will bump your head over and over and over again.
There's a lot of... I don't agree with that. You said ignorance is you haven't been taught yet. Think of all the people with PhDs that are very well educated on paper that couldn't find their butt with both hands.
That doesn't mean they're not stupid.
But that's a choice. That's a choice. They're educated. They are making an educated choice.
And that's like the stupid asshole that's underneath the pile of logs trying to pull out that key log right on top of him.
That's right.
Stupid. But now the other thing is about the Quran. Everything about the Quran needs to be eliminated from the United States.
It'll never happen.
People say, oh, but they're not like that. They're very peaceful. No, they are not. It is in the Quran. No, it's not in the Quran. Yes, it is in the Quran to kill Jews and stab a Christian in the heart. It's there.
Let me ask you this, though. I don't put any credence or credit there because I think that's a fictional book. I think that's fiction. And I don't read fiction. I don't read very much fiction.
It was written by a broken, exiled man that didn't like the Jewish law, so he went and made up his own rules, listening to the whispers of Satan in a cave.
Well, thank you for calling. God bless you, brother. Great call. I don't read a whole lot of fiction. Susan Rice, in my opinion, will probably be the replacement. But the Democrats need a white guy. They need a white working class guy. Remember, they tried it with Tim Walz. It fell apart.
The polls, the more that this came out. And he went from about an 8 or 9 point lead, if it really existed, because Susan Collins always under polls, to dead even, and then below Susan Collins, and that alarmed them. And then they had known of this second accusation, and they know that she was a liberal, so they couldn't tag her as some crazy conservative, vindictive former girlfriend. And when she came out and her allegations were a little bit more concrete, or at least more egregious, then they decided he was a liability and he was going to lose, and they leaked it to, or they got Politico.
Let's grab this call. Line 3, go right ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go right ahead. Line 3. Last
hey,
check.
This is Truth Seeker, man.
Good
My
morning.
comments ain't going across the screen, right?
I don't know.
You called me out and called me and said a nice shot on Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk, I love Charlie Kirk, bro.
I didn't understand why you said nice shot. I didn't know what
It was
I
about
asked you.
It was about that missile dude thing on the damn.
Yeah, I asked the
ground war.
question. I asked the question. Clarify.
And I answered it, but I tried to answer it through the comments, but it wouldn't come up on the screen.
Okay. I didn't see it. There are
I know nobody did, and I just seen a comment. Somebody said, "Truth Seeker, explain yourself." None of my comments. I sent 5 comments, and not one of them went across the screen.
No clue.
I do. I have a clue. YouTube censorship, bro.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
I've called
gotcha.
you on it before.
You think I'm doing it?
No, I don't think you're doing it, bro.
Oh, okay,
I didn't
gotcha.
say that.
Okay.
I just said I've called you on it before. You called me a whiner a while back, and I got on the site there where your Discord and explained it to you there. You remember?
I do believe so. Yes, sir.
I thought you would. That's all I wanted to say, though. This is bullshit on this YouTube stuff, man. We got to figure out why they're censoring things. They're censoring things on saying Islam. They're censoring things on Charlie Kirk, for instance. I said Charlie Kirk. I love Charlie Kirk. It would not come up, and nobody.
Do you
else
know
figured it
why
out.
though? You know why though? Because it helps keep the machine working.
Oh, I know
The
it is, man.
machine
It's bullshit.
protects
How do we
itself.
fight that? How
The
do we
machine
fight that?
protects itself.
How do we fight it?
You know, I think for me, it would be easy for me to get frustrated and walk away. And
I know,
I'm not
I
going to
can't-
do that.
I've been a truth seeker now for about 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
And you're the only one that I send money to out of all the people on YouTube.
I
'Cause
thank you
trust
for the support. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I trust you because you're giving it to our military people.
I really appreciate it. What part of the country are you in, True Seeker?
I'm in Michigan.
Michigan.
Michigan,
Oh,
Michigan.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm right now. I'm in my cottage up by Houghton Lake.
Well, good for you, brother. Thank you
Yeah,
for
I'm up here
calling.
working.
Thank you for clarifying your comment, because too many times, and I'm guilty of it, too many times you see a comment, it's taken out of context, and you assume, and when you assume something, you make an ass out of you and me. True Seeker, I'm giving you boom shakalaka. Thank you for clarifying that. I really appreciate it. I know a lot of people in the chat appreciate it as well.
You bet, brother. I love you guys. I love the chat. We're all patriots, and 100%. I give my I couldn't do military because of a medical deal. But hey, if I could have been, I'd have been a Marine. I'd have been a SEAL for real.
I
But
think
love you
too
guys.
many times. I think too many times we assume the worst. That's
Yeah.
what I think. God bless you. Thank you for calling, True Seeker. Have a great day. And in the words of Trump, fight, fight, fight. Go check out one of my sponsors on the channel, mypillow.com. Mike Lindell. Dadgummit, I got to get a new battery in my watch. I guess a 30, when did I join the Navy? 93? 33-year-old watch. It's time to change the battery, I guess, right? I wear a 33-year-old watch. I drive a 50-year-old pickup truck. Fight back by taking care of your family and stockpiling ammo. You are the damn truth seeker on that. I want to show you guys something here real quick while I've got your attention. If you become a member on the channel, thank you, Pat Matt. If you become a member on the channel, I want you to go right here to this community post tab. Okay? You go to the community post tab and there will be a link for you to join as a member or get into the Discord. If you join the channel as a member, there will be a link right here. It will only be seen by members, no trolls, no people that are probably hate America. So I'm going to put it right here. Join the Discord. It is 10 cents a day. 10 cents a day is all it costs. And I'm going to put a link to the Discord in there right now. So if you join the channel as a member, you get in. Let's do here. Join the channel as a member. I'm putting it channel members. Boom shakalaka right there. The link is there. We always try to get 10 new members a day. Okay? We always try to do that. And Ben, thank you for keeping post us what's honest and real. That's what where we need to hear. You know, I don't know how good I am at it. Probably not the best. I'm probably not the best. I'm probably biased. And it's okay to be biased in a lot of what I think. Here we go. This will piss you off. The Pentagon apparently has lifted the suspension of the South Carolina Apache pilots. The Coast or the National Guard down there tried to suspend these people. Tried to put a suspension. You want to see what's happening here in France? Look at this. The police are running from the Moroccan, mostly peaceful religion people. Look at that. The police are running for their lives. The police are running for their lives. That's Britain for you. Number one name, Mohammed. Morocco is a very mostly peaceful but fiery religion there too, right? Yeah, we know that. France and Morocco. And that's how they celebrate the wins. That's how they celebrate the wins. Guys, gals, girls, do me a favor. Go check out my sponsor, mypillow.com. Use the code VETERAN. Get 40% off. That's what you can do today. And I think we got to batten down the hatches here.
Chief of the watch on the 1MC, pass the word. Dive, dive, sound 2 blasts of dive alarm, pass the word, dive, dive. Dive, dive. Dive, dive.
Here we go again! Here we go again! Same old song again! Same old song again! Marching down the avenue! Marching down the avenue! We don't know when we'll be through! We don't know when we'll be through! A long, long time ago! Long, long time ago! Heard it on the radio! Heard it on the radio! Sounds so good to me! Sounds so good to me! U.S. Navy submarine! U.S. Navy submarine! Recruiter just inside here! Recruiter just inside here! Turns out I gave them 5 years! Turns out I gave them 5 years! Had to get out of boot camp! Had to get out of boot camp! They won't like the smoking lamp! They won't like the smoking lamp! Now I'm a submariner! Now I'm a submariner! Rolling in the deep, sir! Rolling in the deep, sir! Top secret mission, hush, hush! Secret mission, hush, hush! No one's gonna find us! No one's gonna find us! 6 months below the ocean! 6 months below the ocean! I can't remember the sun! I can't remember the sun! Can't write my wife no letters! Can't write my wife no letters! And Tony's gonna get her! Tony's gonna get her! But I won't trade this life away! I won't trade this life away! Makes it worth the Navy pay! Makes it worth the Navy pay! I can't be a bobblehead! I can't be a bobblehead! Might as well just be dead! Might as well just be dead! A long, long time ago! Long, long time ago! Heard it on the radio! Heard it on the radio! Sounds so good to me! Sounds so good to me! U.S. Navy submarine! U.S. Navy submarine! Say Riley, 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 Riley! Coral Sea. I've been to Coral Sea. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Korea. I've been to Korea. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Vietnam. I've been to Vietnam. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Desert Storm. I've been to Desert Storm. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Afghanistan. I've been to Afghanistan. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Iraq and back. I've been to Iraq and back. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where will you be? Where will you be? I'll be where I have to be. I'll be where I have to be. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Live, fly, live, free. Fly, live, free. Live, fly, live, fly, live.
Okay, guys, gals, girls, this is Ben Dykes Show. Smash a like and subscribe on your way out the door. See you in the next one. Ben Dykes Show is out. Guys, if that doesn't get you motivated, I don't know what does. Right? Today's Friday. It's FAFO Friday. And today, July 10th, I'm going to work inspired. I wish I could drive my old truck, but I'm getting a new motor put in it. Do me a favor, do yourself a favor. Join the channel as a member. It's 10 cents a day. Helps me help vets. If you don't, well, you only got yourself to blame. Take care.